What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Cool Colas here, and you're now tuning into a new video on my channel. But before we get into the topic for today, I would love for you to do the usual, which is to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell icon for notifications, and then when you're finished, leave me a comment below. That way I can get back to it when we're done with the topic for today. For today's topic, I want to talk about an unpopular opinion of mine, which is that Black people should embrace nepotism, and they should also see it as a good thing. The reason why I want to talk about this topic is because I've been seeing it trend a lot on Threads. If you do not know what Threads is, it's a social media site that's kind of like the Twitter version of Instagram. And I think Instagram actually runs it. But anyway, I've been seeing a lot of Black people talking about nepotism and their thoughts on it. And my position on it is that it's a good thing and it's something that we should heavily embrace. And let me explain why. The reason why this opinion is even unpopular is because of the way the dominant society has been deceitful around the topic. They're deceitful not even just in the portrayal of nepotism itself, but also in the idea of the way they speak about it as if it's some type of taboo. The dominant society says a lot of things where they want you to think the way that they are projecting and the things that they're putting out there into the air. So a lot of times the dominant society likes to shun the idea of nepotism itself and seeing it as somewhat of an honorable thing, when in reality, the dominant society's real mindset is that a win is a win, but we're not going to make you think that we actually believe that. Every now and again, there's some things and some lore that may expose that this is their mentality, but the reality is that they want to be deceitful to make it seem like the way that they function is honorable and is justified. So that's one thing that you got to consider there. Because if you look at the whole nepotism concept, it's the whole idea of somebody either having something or creating something and then having their family members and people who they raise and things like that who are also in the dominant society to basically take the mantle and to be able to inherit that or to be able to get into a certain position that will give them the clout, exposure, and the prestige that will help them to be successful at some point. So that's basically what nepotism is. Like you create something that basically is revolutionary, and then your kids or your family members or whoever also gets a piece of the pie as well too, or they just get the whole damn pie at a certain point. So it's frowned upon publicly, but it is totally glorified privately. And the reason why they frown upon it publicly is because the dominant society loves to make it seem like all of their wins are not because of this global system that they've created, which is why I said it's deceitful. A lot of times what they'll try to do is they'll try to make it seem like a lot of their wins are based off of hard work and merit versus the fact that they're actually, again, doing something that's sneaky or doing something that's deceitful. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing something for your family because of the fact that you've been a success and passing that on to them. If anything, I think that is quite honorable. What I think is not honorable is doing that and then turning around and then saying that the problem is that you got it from daddy or you got it from mommy. In most cases, you got it from daddy. And that, if you were honorable, you would just work hard for it. And that's why in a lot of TV shows, they present this trope where you have this person who inherited something from their father or whoever the case may be, and they really didn't earn it. And other people are teasing them about that. That's because they try to publicly make it seem like it's a bad thing, when in reality, they know damn well that it's something that they do. And that's the reason why they've been able to dominate other people in society, is because they basically stolen things from other cultures, specifically Black people. And then they've been able to take the wealth there and then pass it down to the people who who they raise, like their kids, their family members, and things like that. So they try to make it seem like the things that they do are honorable and have great merit. So the reason why I say that Black people should embrace nepotism is because we start not only from the bottom, sometimes we start in the negatives because of the way the dominant society does us. So what that means is that if we create something on our own, if we, create something from the ground up, that means that we really had to work our asses off to get there, literally, because we have been oppressed. We've had all of our shit just destroyed all the time. Think about Black Wall Street. And we were able to persevere despite all of that. We were very resilient. So there's honor in the idea that there was even someone who was able to create something new, despite all the challenges and the hardships that we face. To pass it down to your kids just allows them to be able to continue that legacy and further it. Because if you are able to persevere with all of these adversities, what do you think your kids are going to be able to do when they're actually being given something, including the tools to be able to run it, to be able to create an empire, to carry on the legacy of an empire that you built? Imagine what they'll be able to do. I think it should be seen as an honorable thing, because the reality is that we're playing a game of chess. And so when it comes to the dominant society, they already do that. They just shun the idea because they want to make it seem like whatever they do is because of just their hard work, and the fact that there's not really they try to make it seem like there's no privilege there for them, basically. So Black people, I think, should embrace the whole idea of nepotism, because really that's where the old niggas basically went wrong. They should have created systems and businesses and things like that they passed down to their kids, and also taught them how to run it and what it means to basically run that business that they create. And then that kid expands upon it and creates it to be even bigger, and then passes it down onto their kids. That's how generational wealth is actually created at the end of the day. But no, there's this big hard-headed thing to make it seem like I did it on my own and nobody can say that they helped me, when the reality is that humans are codependent beings and all of us need help to some extent. But beyond all that, it's very important as Black people for us to not get into this game of ego and pride. We need to get into a numbers game of making sure that we're doing things for our future generations, so that we as a race can not only survive, but also thrive in a society where we are always trying to be undermined, and we are always killed off, and bad things are always done to us just because of our race. So at the end of the day, we should embrace nepotism because of the fact that it's actually something that leads to generational wealth for us in the future. And we also should use this as a point to study the deceptive tactics as to why we in the past didn't really see it as a good thing. Anyway, y'all, hope you enjoyed this video. It was real short. I just wanted to put out that quick message for y'all. Other than that, I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's night, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.